Yo, the Steam Summer Sale is coming in hard this year. With this being one of two major sales each year, I thought it would be a good idea to cover it for you guys. There is an abso-effing-lutely stupid amount of games on sale, so we gotta be kinda picky with what we wanna highlight. And we don't want you buying any games that you're not gonna play in the foreseeable future. That money would be way better spent on my OnlyFans page or buying flowers for your mama. And starting us off are games that are in the historically low group, meaning they've never been cheaper. Let's start with the whole Battlefield series, which has been hit in the face with some heavy hitting discounts with prices as low as the total amount of money in my bank account. You know, with prices this low, it could be an indication that the game is pretty close to knockout. But that said, it's a great opportunity to play them on the cheap. I actually picked up Battlefield 5, so if you feel like carrying someone in game, let me know. My arch nemesis XCOM 2 is sitting in with just a few euros. It's a great price, but considering the added costs of all the keyboards and mice and controllers you'll be destroying in Rage, maybe not. Because the RNG in this game, at least for me, is like sitting on a cactus. It's painful in the beginning and numb at the end. Next, a quick look at Vermintide, which is an epic cooperative action combat adventure set in the end times of the iconic Warhammer fantasy world. Here, your main goal is to survive endless swarms of ex-girlfriends and mother-in-laws that you fight off in epic first-person juiciness. It's a really fun game and it's a good price with just a few dollars. Listen, I just need to say something. Most of you gigolos with the most below aren't subscribed. It's like coming to my house, eating from my fridge and leaving without even saying a word. So if you want to stay up to date on free games and give me a high five on the way out of my house, then please remember to subscribe. Oh, and as always, links to all of the games mentioned in this video are in the description and they take you straight to the deal. Next, we take a look at Caveblazers, which is a challenging and brutal roguelike platformer. Here, you will journey into a mysterious cave fighting orcs and goblins with an abundance of weapons and magical items. You'll get to make friends along the way, then watch in despair as they are crushed into a bloody pulp under a troll's fist. 10 out of 10 would crush again. You know, this is probably one of the most difficult roguelikes I've ever played. The enemies deal monstrous levels of damage and the bosses have a ton of health. Your weapon might as well be a paper plane or some shit. But it's fun nonetheless. At the 92% off, it really is a great deal. Next, your eyeballs on Blasphemous, which is a brutal action platformer with the skilled hack and slash combat, set in a nightmare world of Custodia. Here you will explore, upgrade your abilities and perform savage executions on the hordes of enemies that stand between you and the quest to do something or another. I guess in fairness, the only people who are prepared for this journey are those who went to Catholic school. You know, at the 70% off, it's actually pretty good. At the 15 euros, you can get your sticky fingers on the iconic Sniper 5 series, the game that is so satisfying it would leave you with a smile on your face. You know what I'm talking about, seeing the bullet slowly but surely travel towards your target before it makes whatever it hits fragment into 1,000 pieces, only surpassed by a teenager's broken heart. To be honest, for that kind of juiciness, take my 15 euros and shut up. If you've been living under a rock and have not tried The Witcher 3 for some reason, now is really your chance. I mean, feast your eyeballs on a 90% discount, making it only a few dollars, which is an absurd value for money. To be honest, even the bundle at 7ish euros is a good price. This game easily gets my world famous sick fish stick seal of approval. It's probably one of the better video games I have ever played. It's really the perfect game. I mean, you can do everything that you can do in real life, like casting magic, ride a horse and talk to girls. It's one of those games that make you forget the other 854 games in your Steam library. You know, the Witcher games are like adult movies with a good story. You went for the boobies, but you stayed for the plot. Next, let me show you Disco Elysium The Final Cut, which is a groundbreaking role-playing game. A great game where I was able to punch a kid in the face within the first few hours of gameplay. At the end of the day, you play a deranged alcoholic with all the mental disorders from Wikipedia, so what do you expect? But just a heads up, there is a lot of reading in this game and not a lot of fighting. Just keep that in mind because it's not necessarily a bad thing. Just be aware before you jump in. It's currently at 90% off, making it peanuts and worth your hard-earned money. Terraria is currently on sale this week, which makes it the perfect charity game. You should buy 10 copies of the game and just go around giving it to people who look sad. You probably won't see them for a few weeks, but I'll bet my left nutsack that they're a lot happier thanks to you. Whether or not this game is something that you would enjoy comes down to this question. Have you ever wanted to fight a giant eyeball that has teeth by using a laser cannon that you obtained from an alien invasion while riding a giant bee? If you said yes to any of this, then my boy, you're in for a treat. Terraria's coming in with a decent discount, making it just a few dollars, but it's also sitting in with overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam with way too many reviews. I wanna highlight Darkwood, which I think might hit its all-time low during the sale. Darkwood is a new perspective on survival horror. You have to scavenge and explore a rich, ever-changing free-roam world by day, then hunker down in your hideout and pray for the morning light. From what I hear, it's a great educational game on how to survive in Poland as an exchange student. A very calm and relaxing game I would even compare to Stardew Valley levels of calmness. 10 out of 10. If you haven't felt the pressure of shitting your pants in a while, then I recommend Darkwood to get you there, because this game is terrifying. Let's have a look at Beholder. You're a state-installed landlord in a totalitarian country. Here you will be placing listening devices, steal and sneak into your tenants' apartments. In reality, use whatever you can to uncover and report anyone capable of plotting against the state. The question is that you must, but will you? That is the question. It's super fun and all-time low with the 90% off. Next, Hellblade Senua Sacrifice from the makers of Heavenly Sword, Enslaved and Devil May Cry. Here comes a warrior's brutal journey into myths and madness. It's set in the Viking Age, like a broken Celtic woman embarks on a haunting vision quest into the Viking hell to fight the soul of her dead lover. I mean, this is some heavy shit right there. To be fair, it looks as cool as it sounds, and with a 90% discount, you really cannot argue why this bad boy deserves a spot in today's video. Next, we take a look at Celeste, where you help Madeline survive her inner demons on her journey to the top of Celeste Mountain, in this super tight platformer from the creators of Towerfall. Here, you will brave hundreds of handcrafted challenges, uncover tedious secrets, and piece together the mystery of the mountain. It's a super fun, super pixelated, and sitting in with overwhelmingly positive reviews at Steam. And again, at 90% off, it's a pure steal, a daylight robbery type of thing. Next, a 70% discount on Europa Universalis 4. And I have to be honest, my brain isn't big enough to handle the grand scale, complex and detailed strategy game that this is, but luckily yours might be. The great thing about this game is that you can play as Native Americans and put Europeans in reservations, and for that reason it's in today's video. But be careful, I've seen reviewers with 3, 7, 12, even one dude, I mean, he must have melted in his chair with 35,000 hours played. I don't even know how much that is. If someone is brainy, they can tell me in the comment section. Next, a good old classic with Respawn Entertainment giving us Titanfall 2, which is just a fantastic game. A campaign that is more than just an enjoyable adventure. It features constantly evolving mechanics, always surprising you with new twists and exciting things to do. It brings a freshness that I haven't seen since Portal 2, while keeping the length at just about right. And in all fairness, for a game at under $10, this gave me much more joy than $700 worth of ketamine. You can get your ketamine fix for €6 or around 7ish bucks over on Steam, where the game is sitting in with a heavy hitting 80% off, and that's nice. But last but not least, it's rated overwhelmingly positive with a total of 190,000 something reviews, so don't just take my word for it. Next, the game that is the ant farm that my parents never let me have. Oxygen Not Included is a space colony simulation game. Deep inside an alien space rock, your indigenous crew will need to master science, overcome strange new life forms, harness incredible space tech, chlorine vapor and urine to survive. And if you do everything right, thrive. And in all honesty, if you can make a self-sustaining, thriving colony, put it on your job resume, because that is some impressive shit. Oxygen Not Included is an equal parts charming and challenging colony management game that I highly recommend. It's like The Sims and the incredible machine had a really twisted child that kept torturing the family pets. But reviewers across the board agree this game is sitting in with overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam with around 100,000 reviews. You can either get the standalone game or get your hands on the bundle, which seems to be the better offer at 65% off. Lastly, a look at Dead Cells, which is hitting its all-time lowest price, a state that we like to see. Dead Cells is a roguelike Metroidvania-inspired action platformer. You'll explore a sprawling and ever-changing castle, assuming you're able to fight your way past its keepers in this 2D Souls-like combat. No checkpoints, kill, die, rinse and repeat. But by the end of it, the game will make you look good in front of yourself. It's 50% off, making it €13, and it's sitting in with overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam with a total of way too many reviews. That is a big number for an action platformer. My motto for the game is you go fast, you eat ass, you try again. There's also a bundle, but skip that. And that pretty much brings us to the end of today's video. Thanks a lot for taking the time to watch my video. I hope you find the deals fruitful. Thumbs up if you liked the video, thumbs down if you didn't, subscribe if you haven't, why not? Thanks a lot for watching. I will see you in the next one. Peace.